Let's now move on to our third and final main topic today. And our third and final main topic today gets submitted to us by Stevin Smith. And Stevin Smith writes, did you see Olivia Wilde's interview where she seemingly confirmed Kevin Feige's involvement in that secret Marvel film she's doing at Sony? Could they be really working together on a Spider-Woman film? Maybe something else Spider-Man related? All right, thanks a lot for sending that in. And for those of you who don't know what Stephen is talking about here, so Olivia Wilde, of course, we talked about it on the show the other week. It came out that she's going to be directing a Spider-Verse movie for Sony. And when she tweeted out about it, she put a little spider icon on it. So the big speculation and the kind of active presumptive thing about what the movie is going to be is Spider-Woman. That's what everybody's kind of guessing is going to be at this point, is Spider-Woman. It's important to note, though, that nobody's come out and officially said it's Spider-Woman, but that's what everybody kind of thinks it's going to be. Well, she was just doing an interview, I believe, with Entertainment Weekly. And she was asked about the project and all this kind of stuff. And she kind of maybe dropped something. Here's what she said. All I can say, and this is again is Olivia Wilde, one of the most unfair individuals in the galaxy. I'll talk about that in a minute. All I can say is that this is by far the most exciting thing that's happened to me, because not only do I get to tell a story that, listen to me, trying to avoid Kevin Feige's pellet gun, we are seeing this incredible influx of female directors and storytellers getting to take hold of this genre, this superhero space, and infuse it with their own perspective. Not only do I get to tell the story as a director, but I get to develop the story. And that's what made this so incredible for me. Yeah, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. She said Kevin Feige. That's what everybody took away from this. Okay, it's a director saying, oh, I'm so excited to make this movie. Yeah, director speak, director speak, director speak, director speak, Kevin Feige. That's the thing that got everybody's attention when she said, listen to me, I'm trying to avoid Kevin Feige's pellet gun. Why is that so fascinating? Some people who may not be like really aware of this type of stuff might be wondering, understandably so. Okay, so why is that so special? Why is this so fascinating that she mentions Kevin Feige? Well, listen. Here, you got to understand the scenario we're in. The scenario we're in is this. Sony controls everything Spider-Man related. They have the rights to Spider-Man. They have made a deal with Marvel where Marvel gets to use the Spider-Man character and put him in their MCU movies. But at the end of the day, of course, Sony is the license holder. They are in control. So while they allow Marvel to have Spider-Man in their universe, they have been kind of developing and making their own movies. They did Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which was, to me, should have been nominated for Best Picture. It won the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. It should have been nominated for Best Picture. It was the best comic book movie of that year, but I digress. They did Venom, which I am unapologetic in how much fun I had with Venom. That movie was way better than I thought it would be. Made almost $900 million at the box office when everybody swore up and down, it'll be a disaster without Spider-Man. You can't do Venom without Spider-Man. Oh, well, apparently you can. And it worked out great. Super excited for it. I didn't think it would make $800 million. I knew it would be successful, but I didn't think it would make $800 million. Made well over $800 million. So they're on a pretty good roll. The trailer for Morbius. Now, this is where things start to get interesting. Because up until that point, in Venom, other than if you really wanted to read into things too much, there was no indication that like Venom had anything to do with the MCU, right? Like nothing. It's a totally separate thing. Venom's there, no mention of Spider-Man. Maybe if you wanted to read into some little Easter eggs, but that stuff is just usually just tips of the cap. It doesn't really mean anything. Then comes the Morbius trailer. And if you guys remember this, the Morbius trailer comes along. And two significant things happen. One, we see Jared Leto walking down that alley and there's that mural of Spider-Man on the wall. Okay, maybe that means something, maybe it doesn't, because yeah, maybe that could just be, again, it could be just a little Easter egg. It could just be a fun thing they kind of painted on a wall, not important. Maybe, I could see why you would think that. But then at the end of the trailer, Michael Keaton shows up wearing the same outfit he was wearing at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming, saying, hey, hey Doc, you got tired of playing the good guy thing? Clearly the same character that he was in Spider-Man Homecoming. And all of a sudden, everybody was like, hold the fuck on. Are they crossing this stuff over? Is that what we've come to now? Is Sony kind of merging this all in? And is Marvel and Sony really after having a big major fallout, have they reconciled so intimately that now they're going to cross this shit over? So that's the context. That's the background you got to understand to Olivia Wilde coming out and saying, okay, I got to watch for Kevin Feige. He said, whoa, wait, Kevin, is Kevin going to be involved with this? Because if Kevin's going to be hands-on, I mean, Kevin Feige has had his name attached as a producer on some things, but that's really just a name only. It doesn't mean anything. But is he actively involved in this? And if so, is this, and this is us as movie fans maybe reading too much into situations again, I confess. But it does beg the question, is this yet another sign, compounding on the Morbius stuff, compounding on Feige's comments that he made a while ago? It's like, hey, Peter's like the guy who can kind of jump between universes. Is this yet another piece of evidence that we are heading towards Sony's Spider-Verse and the MCU fully and indeed merging and crossing over? I mean, I don't know. We've been talking a lot on the show how there is a fundamental difference between what you believe and what you know to be true. Right? There's a difference between things you believe and things you know to be true. I'm starting to believe they are completely merging this thing over. I don't know that to be true, but it's starting to feel like that to me. Aaron, again, I mentioned Olivia Wilde, one of the most supreme examples of unfairness in the galaxy. There's just no way any individual, male or female, should be this talented, this attractive, and this ability to do everything that she seems to be able to do all wrapped into one package. It's just not fair. Whereas I have a hard time making toast. So it's just not fair. But we've been all excited about her, especially after watching Booksmart. Like, her Booksmart movie was one of my favorite things, favorite movies of the year. Her coming in and making a comic book movie, super exciting whenever a talented director does. But is this another layer of interest, or was she just kind of trolling people here? I don't know. How do you read this whole situation?
It didn't, the quote to me didn't come off that she was in any way trolling. She doesn't really seem to have a trolling vibe. She does like to drop little hints, but I don't think that she wants to play with people and give misleading hints. So the fact that she mentioned, this whole thing between Sony and the MCU, it's kind of like Carrie and Big, Ross and Rachel. Just get married and let's just move on with it. Okay, stop this. We're broken up. We're on a break or whatever. Just do the merger that we all know is happening. Get back in bed together. We know you guys all want to work together. You'll be fine, and we will all have more exciting crossovers because of it, and you guys will make a lot of money. So that being said, one of the things that I picked up from her quote that I really liked is when she was talking about, this is not just me being able to direct a movie. This is not just me being able to direct a superhero movie, which is really cool. This is about me being able to actually develop it and have my hand on it. It's the difference between, like John Favreau developing Iron Man and Shane Black coming in and directing the third Iron Man. You know, like that is, and this is no disrespect to Shane Black at all, but when you come in for the third installment of a series or a franchise that's already been developed, it's almost like a television director who comes in and, the director of the pilot is the one who gets to decide the tone, the look, the shape, even, the coloring, the filters that are used. The director of the pilot episode of any television show is the one who gets the credit for doing everything. And every director following that director of the pilot has to essentially color within the same color within the box and work within that framework. Similarly, for a Shane Black, I'm using this as the Iron Man as the example.
I love Shane Black, by the way.
Yeah. This is no disrespect to him. Fantastic. But he came in and Iron Man was established. He wasn't reinventing the wheel there. Right. And so what Olivia Wilde is pointing out is, this is me not directing another Spider-Man movie where a lot of the the lines have already been drawn, the character has already been created and established. This is me getting to come into a new franchise in a world that's been created, but a new franchise, and say, this is how we're going to take this direction. This is how we're going to take that direction. And she proved by Booksmart, which you've obviously already referenced and is, again, also one of my favorites, that she's not only a very capable director, but a very smart director and a very creative director. And really one of the ones that has a lot of buzz right now. You know, people are very excited about the choices that she makes as a director, and for her to be able to put her stamp on it and almost establish herself as a Jon Favreau type of director, in which she can come in and not only, you know, direct a film, but also create an entire world. I'm really excited about this. I'm excited for her. And I think that that her creativity and her smarts as a director are really going to make whatever this is, whether it's Spider-Woman or whatever, I think it's going to be very, very exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. And who knows what the possibilities hold. Question is for you guys. What do you think about these comments? Do you think what she's saying is kind of piggybacking on what we saw in Morbius? Do you think this is more confirmation that they're going to cross things over? Maybe this is just us, as we as film fans are apt to do, just reading way too much into it. What are your thoughts right now? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.